Welcome to the Kendi and Raybo podcast, episode 31, recorded in Kendi's box room.
We're back at this shite. Can't believe it. Oh, the break at Christmas is lovely.
Huh? Oh, you don't like sitting with me?
I suppose.
I missed it something fierce.
You're like my therapist.
Right.
I come here and talk to Kendi.
And how does that make you feel having a therapist like Kendi?
I suppose it's good. I always think I should be lying on the bed.
I've often tried to get you lying on the bed now. Yo, David with the little tuckus on you. Oh, Lord above.
But then I get a cramp now laughing at your funny jokes. I do get laughing pains, you know.
Do you?
When I laugh too hard and I have a muscle spasm in my side, it just crippling me.
I can't really laugh. I was trying to alleviate my laughter because I have a chest like a junkie's carpet again this week.
I have to get off that heroin, lad. Telling you, that's what's doing it to you.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
That black lung.
That's pure heroin.
That's black lung, boy. I'm telling
You
you.
need to watch it, lad.
Here we go.
I can't. This is actually sore. You're going to have to pause it.
Okay, so Ray just had a major sporting injury there in the middle of that.
Yeah, I stretched it out.
He had to stretch out because he laughed too hard and he pulled the muscle.
I know, I probably chuckled at the start there.
Yeah.
That's what did it to me.
And he pulled the muscle.
I pulled the muscle. I don't pull the muscle. As I said, it's a wee spasm.
He's a savage athlete now, Ray.
I should probably get it checked out. Or type it into Google and realise that I have something terribly wrong with me.
Okay, so you're joining us on a very special day now because Ray and his dad have gone on the holiday of a lifetime.
Yeah.
To Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Now, Carmel has checked Michael in to the Galway clinic to try and remove the permanent smile that's left on his face from walking down the red light district, I'd
wait
say.
till hear the story.
Huh?
Will you start with the beers before we get in?
Yeah, let's start with a beer, yeah.
Yeah.
To get an Amsterdam beer, you bitch.
I did.
Oh, lovely.
I did.
I was hoping you would.
I did get an Amsterdam beer.
Is the diddly doused in any kind of
I know.
weed extract?
None of that.
Because I don't do no drugs, Ray.
I know that. I went to the Heineken experience.
Oh.
And you know my love of Heineken.
I do. Ray does enjoy a bottle of Heineken.
Oh. And in the
FP2.
Heineken experience, I bought 2 bottles of Heineken.
Oh.
And they come in the fancy box.
It's in a box.
It's in a box. Open the box up there now, lad.
Bottle your own Heineken.
Yeah, you get to bottle your own Heineken.
No shagging way.
You do. So open it out there now.
They're not in this.
That's part of the story. Have a look at the front of it. See, does it look
Savage.
normal? Is that a nice present?
This is amazing.
Yeah.
So, for listeners, because we only have listeners, we don't have viewers.
You do forget that sometimes, don't you?
It says brewed at, it looks like a normal Heineken bottle.
Normal Heineken, but there's an additional element of text on the bottom.
Yeah, which says the Kendi and Raybo podcast.
Isn't
I
that
can't
great?
believe the boys in Heineken know us and had that ready
yeah.
for you.
They
when
had it
you
ready for
landed
me
up.
when I got there, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Now, there are 2 souvenir things. You can put your own name on the bottle of Heineken. Oh, you have to break them. Quick.
Fucking dropped.
But both bottles were full of beautiful Heineken.
And you drank it?
No, well, I was sitting there in the airport and realised that they wouldn't have fit in a little plastic bag.
Oh, shite you.
So I thought to myself, I can't bring these yolks home at all because they're over 100 mil.
So you drank them?
I didn't have time to drink them. This was like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go through security. So I went into the
how
toilet.
are you going to tell me that you got rid of them?
So I went into
They're
the toilet.
both sealed bottles.
No,
Ray.
they're not. I popped them in the toilet and I emptied them out and rinsed them out as my mother would do with the recycling.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I brought home 2 empty bottles. But you know what the real smack in the face was?
Go on.
As I was going through security, I said, can I check, is the bottles okay to bring through? Because you could easily smash a bottle and stab someone, you know?
Yeah.
And your man says, oh no. And in future, he said, in his Amsterdam accent, he said, don't worry about it. You bring these through. And I said, how can you bring them through? They're over 100 mil. And he said, new machines.
Go away.
They have new machines now.
Man, the goddamn Amsterdamians are so laid back. Don't be worried about it. Have you a gun? Bring it on. Don't be worried, sir.
Where's the rest of the beers?
If you went on a holiday in Amsterdam, they're like, you're going back so relaxed. That's tremendous, Ray. It's the best present I ever got.
That's nice now.
I'm going to put it beside the Kendi and Raybo podcast cup.
But seeing as we've no
lad.
beer in them, I also got Dublin Blonde
Oh,
and Dublin Red.
lovely. Wait.
What? Are you laughing at?
During the break, like when Ray was stretching out all his crevices,
Yeah.
I actually tried to have a conversation with Ray about a local Sligo redhead.
Well, that's a Sligo Redhead.
Said some chassis.
That's a Dublin Red.
Now I'm going to get the Dublin redheads.
Yeah.
Just a little snippet is all.
Just a little bit.
So if you don't know who you are, but all the redheads in Sligo are now going and talking about my
I
chassis.
wanted to talk about my chassis. Are you going to give any more information on the chassis you were talking about?
No, I can't. But
Now, in fairness, does people know what chassis is? Like, chassis would be associated with a car.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know, tis the foundations really of a woman, which is the arse.
A lady asked us there the last night, said, when you're talking about a girl and having a lovely chassis,
Yeah.
what do you refer to? And it was described as the frame.
Well, yeah.
The girl has a
pretty
lovely
much
frame.
The frame, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd really associate it more so with the arse, kind of.
Would you know?
You know, because that's kind of like...
And only last week, young Shawnee B, or Crocodile Shawnee B, as we like to call him now on the podcast.
Crocodile Shawnee B.
He referred to it as the gearbox.
The gearbox, yeah.
So would it not be the gearbox?
Well,
so the chassis be just the general frame?
Yeah, I would go with that euphemism from now on.
I can hear Derek's words echoing in my head.
Well, he's trying to ring me, probably, that's why.
No, but it's the contemporary, affairs thing, and the fact that we probably shouldn't be referring to the members of the opposite sex as having a nice chassis or gearbox.
Yeah, but like, if a girl wants to come up to me and say, geez, that's some flute bike, I'd say, yeah, thank you so much. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an admiration, like.
You are talking about a musical instrument now, we're not talking about an appendage that might stick out here.
If somebody wants to use musical instruments for me and let me use cars for them, perfect.
Right, okay.
Huh?
It is, I suppose, yeah.
Now, as long as you never say about a woman that's some gear stick on her, because that's
not something you want to see in a woman.
You don't want to see a gear stick on a woman, lads. I'm telling you.
No.
You don't.
No. And dashboard, that's another thing.
Yeah,
She's a lovely dashboard.
Yeah. This isn't sexist for anyone who says it is, you bastards.
Cheers,
Slaughtcha, cheers. Fair play to us.
We're away.
Right. Let's hit Amsterdam first because I want to hear everything.
Yeah. We left on the Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Because we went up to Dublin. You know the way you'd go up to Dublin, break up the journey?
Yeah.
So that you...
To bring flash caté.
He went the alternative route, which is not the fancy new motorway they have from
He went down the old way.
Went down the old way.
I don't know what... Hey.
And I says, and this will set the tone for the whole story.
Yeah.
I says to him, I said, could you not go the new fancy road and we might make up a bit of time seeing as we're late as it is? And he says, that's what has you the way you are. No money. You never have any money because you're spending it on fancy toll roads.
I knew he was going to say that.
So now, folks,
he was avoiding the toll.
This is going to be the new statement now on the podcast here.
Yeah.
That's what has you the way you are.
So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, if you go to Ray's Instagram story, we shared it before. Sorry, Ray's Instagram page, we shared it before. Ray walked out of a pub in Ballina and said to himself, what did you say to him?
I said, will we get a few chips?
Yeah.
And he turned around to me and he said, that's what has you the way you are. So it's a fairly multifunctional statement.
Yeah.
It can refer to your weight.
Yeah.
It can refer to your financial position in the world. It can refer to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And that's what has you the way you are.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're going to see, I got a lot of that, let's just say, over a 48-hour period. I was reminded that a lot of things has me the way I am.
Yeah. So good.
So that's the toll road anyway.
That's very good, man.
And then we were queuing in the airport.
Yeah.
And sure, of course, himself was constantly making out that he'd lost his passport. And then he'd find it again. So when he did whip out the passport eventually at the gate, he was looking through and I was going, "Jeez, your passport is fresh enough looking." Do you know? Obviously the man doesn't travel a whole pile.
Right.
And on the back, it just happened to open on the page where you have an emergency contact. Who do you think he had down as emergency contact?
Carmel.
Himself.
Did he?
Yeah. We had Michael McAnder written down.
No
and then
way.
Obviously he realised then that it wasn't the right person to put down with him. But then he had it scribbled out. He scribbled Michael out and wrote in Raymond over it.
Oh, so you're the emergency passport
I am
now.
eventually, yeah. Eventually once he realised.
Why want to go with Carmel?
I don't know.
Geez, that's a good one now.
He mightn't trust her.
He doesn't trust her, I'd say, Ray.
Wouldn't trust her to answer the phone.
Oh, I tell you.
She mightn't have credit.
Yeah.
The reason we were over there was to go see an Eagles tribute band called the Dutch Eagles.
Yeah, because your old fella loves
Because
them.
my old fella made out that they were as good as the Eagles.
Yeah, because he saw them on YouTube.
Because he saw them on YouTube. So we went to the gig that night and it was grand, and sure as hell the boys sang all the songs in English, but every word between the songs was in Dutch.
Right. So when they were speaking, you mean?
When they were speaking. So it'd go a bit like this.
En ja, toen vond het wat voor mij om te zingen. En toen ik het hoorde, zette het me echt direct in de jaren 70.
And then eventually they'd swing into English out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The streets of San Francisco, Love Boat, MASH.
Like that. And I had no notion what they were talking about. He was amazed that the age profile at the gig was pretty old.
Well, that's the Eagles, though. There's no young people listening to the Eagles.
There was no one with a phone up watching the gig.
No.
So where you'd be normally at a gig these days and it'd be everybody be watching through their phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram,
well,
the whole
I got
lot.
a couple of Snapchats from you now as well.
I was the only one. I had to sneak it up and turn the brightness down.
But here's the thing, Ray. You see, yours sounded pretty well, and you sent a couple of them of like Hotel California, just so during the guitar solo we'd say, so we could see the two boys playing a guitar solo. That was grand, right? When you're at Electric Picnic and you're at Dewey Lupo, and
Dua Lipa for those at home.
Dewey Lupo, and you're 2 rows back, and you take out your phone, and it's nothing but distortion.
Yeah.
I don't want
You don't want to hear that.
a 5-minute Snapchat from you.
Yeah.
That I have to. It sounds shit. Anyone who records a gig, it sounds shit. Or if you're in the 3 Arena and you're listening to, I don't know, Michael Bublé, I don't want to hear the whole gig either. Like.
No.
And also, in typical old-fashioned Kendi, will you not be looking at the gig through your phone? Will you stop, will you, and enjoy it? It's mad.
You're done with the rant there now.
I'm not done with the rant.
No.
I was doing a gig in Penny Hill in Lucan.
Oh,
right?
yeah, this was Saturday night.
On Saturday, right?
Go on.
It's a handy little gig, like loads of wee tables. It's not really a dance floor. Everyone kind of sits down, and then there's a little area they can have a little dancing if they want to have a little dancing.
Okay.
5 young ones came in the door.
Yeah. Nice young ones?
Fine young ones.
Okay.
Tremendous young ones. Chassis,
Gearboxes,
gearboxes, dashboards,
dashboards.
no gear stick. They were all automatic. It was tremendous.
Lovely.
And the 5 of them sat down on the table right in front of where the band were. The one table that's kind of there. I'm going watching the band. This is the table that everyone sits at. Like.
Yeah.
And the 5 of them took out their phones for 2 hours. And I could see their screens, like, from every one of them were on Snapchat.
Go away.
And every one of them were either on Snapchat where they'd take a 10-second break
Yeah.
to Snapchat like they were listening to us.
Yeah.
Pretend,
Pretend they were dancing.
hey, come in, Sheila, come in. We
Yeah.
pretend that we're having great.
And they
crack.
might try out a filter.
Yeah,
And they might have the
that's
puppy
what
dog
would happen
eyes.
then.
Yeah.
That's what would happen then. They go back in then and they put a filter on the video,
Yeah, yeah.
and then that video then would get a reaction from people. So then they'd spend the next 20, 25 minutes in a Snapchat chat. You know Snapchat chat? You know the chat, the Snapchat?
Yeah. Snapchat. Chatting the Snapchat. Snapchat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a Snapchat chat.
Yeah.
And they'd spend the next 20 minutes in that then writing reams. And they didn't talk to each other once, Ray. And
No.
I am not exaggerating. I'm not fucking exaggerating that at all. They did not talk to each other the whole gig. And they sat there with their gin goblets. And they're, ooh, like, let's do another video. Sheila, we're doing one more video where it looks like we're enjoying the night. And it makes me think, Jesus, is there young ones enjoying the night at all anymore?
No.
Is there young ones? There was a 30th birthday up in the other corner.
And they were bananas.
They were loving life. Now, loving life too much. I think one of them might have been hospitalised. Not from drink. Jeez, I think she went over on the ankle doing the merengue or something, or a 2-step or so. I don't know what it was. She keeled over and we were going, oh, Jesus. She knocked it up again. I don't know if she even did or not. But it also led to, does anyone remember the Dublin compliment I used to say?
I don't remember. A lot of the stuff you said right over my head.
Right, the Dublin compliment is a trait of people from Dublin, right? And it's an idea I have in my head where they will give you a compliment, but only so that they can give themselves one,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So this girl says,
It's ringing a bell, this now. Yeah, no, it's coming back.
I got my favourite one.
Go on.
My favourite one. Girl comes up and says, lads, you were brilliant. My son plays guitar as well. So she didn't even wait for the thanks, like. Right? And she says, oh, he's deadly. You got to look him up on YouTube, and he does this. He only does originals now. He wouldn't do the covers like you do. So
Yeah.
there was a dig.
Oh,
10
it's a pure
seconds
dig,
in,
yeah, yeah.
straight away.
Yeah.
And then she goes, you know, it's been in our family for ages. And this, I love this one.
I have a question.
Go on, ask
Do
me.
you find yourself in those conversations
Yeah.
losing interest in the first millisecond
Yeah, because I'm not in the conversation.
and wanting to walk? Yeah, because you're not involved.
Yeah.
You're only facilitating her talking.
That's the Dublin compliment.
Yeah.
Wait and I not let you speak. So that wasn't even the Dublin compliment. That was leading into an even bigger one.
Right.
She wanted to wow me now.
She wanted
She was going to really make me go, oh my God, right?
You're only for the country. You'd appreciate these stories. Like.
So
You
she
don't
says,
hear stuff like this in Castlereagh.
No, but
No.
we don't have any of that kind of stuff. That's only up in Dublin. So she then says to me, oh yeah, my whole family is really musical. Like, you know, I played fiddle like when I was young, and my son plays, and it all came from my dad. Like, and she goes, actually, my dad always tells the story of how he was supposed to be the Wolf Tones lead singer. I
It's
mean,
like the 6 member of Boyzone.
yeah, but they didn't like the other guy. That's exactly she. And I was like, all right, was he? Yeah, but the other guy kind of wormed his way in. Who's the other guy?
Is it not
And
Mr.
who's your dad? My reaction to that was supposed to be, that's a really good story. It's not true.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say to her. And why are you telling me? Let me wrap up, please. Leave me alone. That was the best compliment I've ever got.
Can I tell my gig story at this point?
Sorry, man. I'm after launching into a big
That's
rant
okay.
there.
But you've lovely segue there now to my gig story from last
Lovely.
night.
Brilliant. Get back to Amsterdam.
No, we'll go back to Amsterdam in a
Oh,
minute.
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
tell
have a
me
gig
your-
story.
yeah.
From last night. I was working last
Epic.
night.
Yeah.
I was doing sound for Chris Smithers.
Is it nothing to wail on?
No.
Nothing to wail on.
No. He's no Simpsons,
No.
link at all.
Right.
Chris Smithers was playing in a little pub in Killala.
Is the Irish ring?
Oh, he's American. He's 74, 75.
74, 75. What song is that?
It's
man?
the Connells. It used to be my Ulster Bank PIN code. I got my card out for Ulster Bank at the very start. Oh, no, this is years ago.
I missed that song.
But there was always one. There's always one at these gigs.
Right.
So you have 60 paying customers in the room, in a small little room in Killala, and this lad's picking the guitar and he's singing nice, easygoing songs.
Yeah.
Sounding like Bruce Springsteen, loving life. And one lady down the back, play Lola. Play Lola. Will you play Lola? Sock, you know the song. You did it with Bonnie Raitt.
Oh,
play
Lord.
Lola. And then he says, yeah, I'll get to that later. And next thing she goes, load of shite this is. Load of fucking shite.
No way.
Yeah. She's really abusive when she didn't get her way. So he played another song and the next thing, will you play Lola?
Christ.
Loud as could be. I had to leave the room.
Who was she? Let's call her out in this podcast.
I can't call her out.
For anyone there who doesn't know, Ray just mimed her name. It's Bridie Fagan. Just in case. So just search Bridie Fagan on like a Facebook and make sure you just abuse her. It doesn't matter. It's definitely her.
Yeah, put loads of nasty comments going, I can't believe you said those things at the gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that.
Right, that's good. Where were we now?
Sorry, man. We better get back to Amsterdam because we lost track of ourselves.
Well, after the gig,
yeah.
I wanted to get a few chips.
He says,
that's what has you the way you are.
Brilliant.
Lovely. Okay, getting predictable now. Right. Following morning, I woke up. He's standing at the window with the curtains open, and he said, everyone is up.
that is... I love that.
Get up now. Everyone else is up.
Yeah, but that's the brilliant thing about Irish old fellas and old ladies as well.
Yeah.
They gawk out the window.
He'd probably been looking out that window for a solid hour.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, you look out and say, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And he said it with great conviction. He knew everyone was up. He could see it.
But they mean, yeah, they're all up.
Yeah, they're all up.
And he went, oh, jeez, look, your man's on crutches. Like, oh, jeez, you want his 2 kids there now? She's a handful there now.
Where's that fella gone now? He's after going on. He's after disappearing under the road.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there's a tunnel. There's a tunnel. There must be. Jeez, they've everything sorted over here. There's a tunnel.
I love that idea. You're out for looking out the window, commenting on everything. That's so
there must be all
good.
wooden buildings over here.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a fine clock. Jeez, it lights up when it gets dark. Great.
Might watch it 2 minutes slow. That's okay. That's brilliant.
The second day when we were after that morning, we got up and we had the breakfast.
Yeah.
And we went out and we did a canal cruise.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. If you drop the sea, you could also do that too in Amsterdam.
Drop the sea?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, what is it without the sea? A canal cruise without the sea?
Oh, I'll tell you something where you're vicious too. That one's slightly more expensive.
It doesn't. It doesn't have the nice audio commentary in 14 different languages.
Yeah, put on that headset there. Now
Yeah,
we'll talk you through it in English. Oh, Jesus, mother of
no.
God.
You're coming up now on one of the narrowest.
You're coming up and up.
That's
One
all
of the
gone.
narrowest passages at the way down.
the canal system.
But don't worry, it opens up then eventually down the line a little bit.
Stop it.
Oh, that's awful. Our parents listen to this.
Yeah, no,
Oh, Jesus.
We're only talking about canal cruise.
We're only giving them ideas is all we're doing.
Canal cruise. So we went to the canal cruise. It was lovely.
Yeah.
So then it was the big moment, and you've been waiting for this.
I'm waiting for this story to turn now. You've gone through 2 days.
I know.
Brilliant.
I know.
Okay.
So we're on the edge of the red light district.
Did you share? No, okay.
Wait
I
for it.
control myself.
Control
Kenny.
yourself now.
Oh, take a breath.
Yeah, we're going on the other cruise now.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the edge of the red light district.
Brilliant.
He hasn't a notion where he is. He says, where are we going? I said, we're going to the city centre.
The cultural centre.
Yeah, so we get a steak, and that was nice. And then we came out of the steakhouse and went around the corner, and lo and behold, we were there.
Brilliant.
A full street full of red lights.
Lovely.
Marvellous. This was going to be the moment I was waiting for.
Yeah.
To watch the reaction of my outlet's face when he's seen 30, 40, 50 beautiful women standing in doorways looking amazing.
Yeah.
In the nip.
Yeah, I'm witchy. I can
know.
see myself
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. Now, it's important to mention this is around 5:15.
In the evening.
Yeah.
Was it dark?
No, it was just getting dark.
Right.
Because it gets awful dark over there fast.
Yeah, it's just the same here. Like, does he not know?
No. Anyway, ploughed on down, and every window we walked by, the red light was on, but the curtain was closed.
What?
Yeah. There wasn't a single woman in any of the windows, all the way down.
Why can't you see
We
them?
walked the length and breadth of it. We even went up the side streets.
You didn't see one can?
Didn't see one can, not one chassis, nothing.
I am so disappointed.
How do you think I felt?
why?
I was smiling walking up to this going, this is going to be fierce crack, see how he says to all this.
But why?
I'll tell you why. We decided then to go for a pint. I panicked, to be honest with you. I said, come on in here, we'll go for a drink.
Shit,
So
yeah.
he says, I'm going to the toilet. So as he was in the toilet, I pulled the barman over and I says, hey, what's the story with all the beers?
Where are
They're
the other
gone.
ones?
Oh, it's tea break.
Tea break at 5 o'clock.
5 and 7 is break time.
They don't come out.
But no, there's no service between 5 and 7. Apparently the cleaners come in and clean the place up.
Oh. Oh my God. That is the worst job in the world, being that cleaner. Oh my God, that's the worst job.
Well, as they said, it gets everywhere, they said.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, Dre.
Yeah. So they were on a break.
Oh.
So I said, sorry, Dad, now. You don't get to see anyone.
He was mad for us.
So, and then I also asked the barman, I said, where would you get the
A drop of stuff.
drop of stuff?
Where
Oh,
you
he
going?
said, coffee shop across the street. I said, great.
Brilliant.
So I says, Dad, we'll go for a cup of tea and a scone after this or something.
Oh, Teach can. He was delighted with a Teach can, I'd say.
So we finished. Of course, I had my pint. He had the half one,
He had a small one.
small one.
Small
and
half one.
we tipped out of the pub and across the road
Yeah.
into the Jolly Joker,
Right.
right? And we came in and the place full of smoke
Oh.
because you can smoke inside.
Yeah.
So Dad was immediately
In his element.
having having the best time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, this is a man that smokes 4 or 5 a day. Max.
Yeah.
We ordered 2 cups of tea,
Mm-hmm.
and the nice barman was from Ireland, and he had a secret stash of Lions tea.
No shagging.
He
Wait.
did a little baggie in the Lions.
Did he
And
actually?
he only said he only gives them to Irish people.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's so cool.
So we had 2 lovely cups of
That's
Lions
so
tea,
cool.
and I had a muffin.
Yeah, you had a muffin, right?
I had a muffin.
Is that like, is there anything in between this
chocolate
that we're
muffin.
not saying? Yeah, the chocolate muffin.
I had a chocolate muffin.
I can't believe that, Ray.
Yeah, I had a chocolate muffin. It was really nice.
Because we don't do chocolate muffins in Ireland.
No, we don't.
No, sorry.
And
As in me and
Dad
you.
had a cigarette. Because he smokes, like. Cigarettes.
Right.
Now, we couldn't get the Silk Blue that he normally smokes over in Amsterdam. So I
at
had to
home.
get a local
You had to get a local cigarette.
cigarette.
Right.
Now, I don't know, did he know the brand or... But he sat there and he smoked his local cigarette,
Okay.
and I had the muffin,
Right.
and we drank 2 cups of tea.
Uh-huh. He's just having a cigarette and you're just having a chocolate
I
muffin.
suppose he was taking advantage of the fact that you could smoke a cigarette inside.
Yeah.
And he was remembering the good old days back in Ballina.
But, yeah, maybe.
Hmm.
But again, what I said, what's staggering me is that your outfit doesn't usually smoke that brand of cigarette. I doubt. And
No,
I
I
have
think
never...
I think he had got that brand of cigarette a couple of years ago.
All right, so he was familiar with it.
Oh, it's Dark Horse, yeah.
So
yeah.
he knew that brand.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've never
It's the
seen...
Dark Horse brand.
I've...
That's the brand of cigarette. It's the Dark Horse cigarette. And he had smoked Dark Horse before.
Right.
And this was his first time. Now, and unfortunately, because I didn't do Silk Blue
Yeah.
in this particular establishment.
Uh-huh.
And he ran out of his own cigarette.
That is...
Yeah.
Meant... And
I wolfed the muffin into me.
I've never
So
seen you with a chocolate muffin
I
here.
absolutely love muffins. Some people go so far as to say I look like a muffin. You know, muffin top.
And how did you feel after?
Well, sound. We were happy out. And the great news is we tipped back out on the side street and some of the girls were back. And the father finally got to see all the lovely girls.
Oh, yeah.
And it was mighty.
And how
We
were
walked
they?
swiftly and he complained about his hip being sore. And as we walked past some of the sex shows,
Sex shows.
There was sex shows. There's a couple of little theatres where you can go in and watch two people in love.
For anyone out there who doesn't know, look, when a man and a woman love each other very, very much in Amsterdam,
Yeah, they do.
they can rent a building.
Yes, and they can put on a show of love.
Yeah, they can show everyone how much they love each other.
And people can pay 30 to 40 euros, which my father thought was a bit dear.
Steep.
Yeah, no, it helped when we walked by the place. The man on the door said family discount.
Did he?
He did.
Brilliant.
He said, yeah.
Did he call it the Catch Stevens special?
He did not, but he was
You
on.
should-
He was getting there.
Right.
If we had stopped at all, I'm sure he would have made the link. So anyway, we got to see the Beors. We felt sound, and we were walking back to the train station. And then I realised that I'd forgotten the lovely beers that I brought home.
Oh, these ones.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I had to go back and get them.
Oh, Jesus. You and
So Dad said he beat me in the train station.
So you said, look, I forgot the bottles.
Yeah, I'd left them in the bar where we had the pint.
Give me 25 minutes.
Yes,
I'll go back and get them.
I'll go back and get them.
Right.
And the father said, I'll meet you there in the train station, inside the door. And I said, no problem, I'll see you there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you went back and got the bottles?
I went back and got the bottles.
Right.
Mm.
That's what you did.
That's what I did.
And was it a sweaty run? Were you sweaty? When you
Jesus, I'll be honest, I did it in good time. And
you did. That's brilliant.
yeah, so I got back, I got the bottles anyway. I met him back at the train station. We tipped on back to the hotel.
Right, and you were happy enough getting the bottles?
Oh, I was happy. I didn't mind going back and get the bottles.
Right, okay.
Yeah, no issue.
Right.
No issue at all.
Let me tell you something. He's being coy now. I'm finding out after this fucking podcast.
You can check Google Maps.
Once we stop recording.
It's 9 minutes to and 9 minutes back.
Right.
Right?
Convenient.
Convenient. So I don't know what you can do in the remaining 7 minutes of the 25 I was gone.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Jeez, you'd say you do plenty. A minute and a half.
But it was funny, all right, yeah.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
so we're not going to...
I don't have an alibi for that 25 minutes. I've no one to say who I was.
Come here.
Yes.
So you're not going to elaborate, you just went and got the bottles.
I just went and got the bottles. Come back. Shut up about it.
That's right.
That's all that happened.
No, I definitely believe you.
Oh, gosh, I'd left the bottles behind me. I had to go get them.
Why are you scratching?
I'm not scratching. Anyway, I got the bottles. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Right. That's so there's that.
Let's just leave it at that, can we?
Probably.
Can we just leave it there?
I think probably once this is over, I want to know if you got fiddled with.
I did not get fiddled with.
And then you were saying then later on that night about 3:30 in the morning, your dad said, "Jeez, me hip is at me again. I might just go for a little walk."
I'll tell you what happened when we got back to the hotel.
Go on.
We had 2 Swift half ones,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I went up to the room,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, I didn't feel so good.
Right.
I didn't feel good at all.
Right.
The muffin kicked in.
Oh no.
I had just heartburn from the muffin. The heartburn was severe from the muffin.
Right. And
I got into bed.
yeah.
And I fell asleep.
Yeah.
At 9 o'clock.
Savage.
I didn't wake up till 10 the following morning.
No way.
So that's what happened to me after eating that muffin.
Yeah, but you got a good rest though. That's a
I
good.
did,
That's what
I
a is all
suppose.
about.
That's what's good about muffins.
So
You
you're
should try
out,
them.
you're out for the could have vacated the room.
Well, you see, that's the problem. I passed out at 9 o'clock. I didn't know what happened to him after that. So if ever you're looking at people with suspicious alibis, on my big day out in Amsterdam, I was in bed by 9.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I was dying with heartburn.
Yeah, but you did what you had to do. You know. You got went and saw the red light district.
Yeah, did.
You got a chocolate muffin and a
Did.
cigarette.
And I didn't lose the bottles.
You didn't lose the bottles.
Yeah.
You went and got the bottles.
I went and got the bottles.
Yeah, that's just horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
My God.
No, that's pretty much the story of Amsterdam. Is there anything else in relation to? Hold on now.
Oh, Ray.
On a different note altogether.
Mm-hmm.
You know many teachers?
I know a few teachers.
And have you ever heard of something called jury duty?
I have heard of jury duty before.
Do you know that you can get out of jury duty if you have taught baby infants for longer than 2 years?
Why?
Because you're not right in the head after it. Because if you're up on the murder trial, right? And you're looking at the poor fella that did the murder, as a teacher of baby infants, because obviously your approach to baby infants is, he didn't mean it.
Right.
He wasn't thinking straight. Sure, he doesn't know what he's doing. So after 2 years of this interaction with human beings,
You have too much empathy built up.
You massive amounts.
Yeah.
And you look at the person who did the murder and you go, he didn't mean it.
No way.
He had the notion.
Is that true?
And it's actually true. Your solicitor can argue that I'm afraid this person cannot sit in this jury because he has taught baby infants for longer than 2 years.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what other kind of stipulations there are for getting out of jury duty, because no one likes it, I don't think.
I've never been asked. I really wanted to go on jury duty.
I always thought that like if you got like a really good trial, like it'd be pretty good.
Do you think?
I don't know.
I'd say it'd be pretty harrowing at the same time, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, pictures of bludgeoned heads.
And you can't say a word. You can't read a newspaper.
Yeah.
I can't listen to news talk.
The podcast to be cancelled for those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, that's the truth, yeah.
You'd have to get a replacement in. Who would you get a replacement in?
Who would replace Kendi?
No, me. What if I was out?
Oh, sorry. Who would replace Raybo?
Yeah.
Geez, I think I'd probably go out on my own.
Would you?
Yeah, because people always say to me, geez, you'd be good on your own.
You started back up the old stay-at-home candies.
I did start. I have done a stay-at-home candy in
And for those of
months.
you who do not know what a stay-at-home candy is, it's basically candy on his Instagram.
Doing bits and pieces while Nicola's in the bookies.
Yeah, always in the bookies.
Nicola in the bookies all day. I'm staying home candy during the day. I'm
Yeah.
always at home on
But
my
on
own.
this particular occasion, you cooked a bit of a meal.
I did.
And you used half a Mickey of chorizo. That was your measurement.
I cooked chorizo potatoes, beautiful meal.
But what was your measurement of the chorizo?
Well, I judge it by Mickey's.
Yeah.
Because
And
when
in
you buy a
fairness,
full Spanish chorizo,
that's 2 Mickeys.
no,
Or is it
that's
full
a Mickey.
Is that a full Mickey?
That's a Mickey.
Okay, so the chorizo sausage,
Is a Mickey.
even though it's very long,
Well, I'm only judging it by my own standards, Ray, is all.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Right, so you would call then, if you were only using half that chorizo, you
Yeah.
would call it half a Mickey of chorizo.
Yeah, and what I was saying was that it's a half Mickey of chorizo per serving. So
Right.
I was cooking for one, so it was a half Mickey.
I see.
So if I was cooking for the two of us, Ray, I'd use a full Mickey. Two of us are in the same room, one Mickey.
Right. Have you any other news besides Kenny?
Not really, Ray, but I think that might be it.
January's a shit month for stuff happening.
Do you know what? I don't believe in all this January's blue stuff no more.
Do you not?
No, the boom is back by. There's no such thing as January blues. And we make it up in our heads. And I'm having a tremendous January. New Year, new Kendi, right?
Okay.
I took up... Look, a lot of these New Year's resolutions are all shit.
Right.
Right? People saying, this year I'm really going to go for it. And they're going to put up a picture of me on Instagram giving a peace sign looking out over fucking Ross's Point Bay and saying New Year, new me. And it's all bollock, Sheila.
Right.
Sheila, you're not doing anything. Lovey.
Okay.
Lovey, you're not going to do it, Lovey.
Yeah.
You just want me to stare at your arse, and I'll oblige.
Yeah.
I will oblige, Sheila.
Okay.
I said I'm going to do something proper to see what can I actually, something I will enjoy. And I enjoy kicking the heads of young fellas. So...
Being from Castlereagh and whatnot.
Hey, Rogue State boy.
Yeah.
Huh?
So what did you take up?
I took up Junkie Jiu-Jitsu.
And is that what it's actually called? Junkie
No,
Jiu-Jitsu?
it's called Jiu-Jitsu. But I call it Junkie Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Right. And so I started it last week, did a class.
So you did a class already?
Yeah, I did a class already, yeah.
And you get the head kicked in you?
No, I didn't. I had to fight again a fella who definitely had 6 stone on me.
Right.
And I was like, this is fucking silly. It's not really a contact sport as in a striking sport.
Okay.
Right? You don't punch or kick anyone in it.
Okay.
In Junkie Jew, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Stop calling it Junkie Jew. Seriously.
Sorry, Ray.
We have a whole selection of listeners out there that will find offence with that.
Okay, Junkie Jiu-Jitsu. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Clarify it.
Now, no one told me that when you're spinning around, rolling around with a fella,
Yeah.
that his weight might all push itself onto your jewels.
Okay.
And I'm nearly certain the two of them went up inside me at one stage. He was lying off me so much.
So you're rolling around with a fella,
Right, I'm rolling around with a fella.
right?
It's definitely a sport, right?
It's definitely a sport. It's not, you don't hit each other.
Yeah, but funny enough, no. It was in a warehouse and there was mad dance music on and there was
Okay.
loads of lights.
Okay. So,
No, there
okay.
wasn't.
So you're rolling around with a fella.
Rolled around another fella,
And
beautiful thing.
what's the point?
The point is it's self-defense, like.
Okay.
Technically, it's self-defense.
Yeah.
And it's to use other people's aggression against them.
Ah.
You know?
But you wouldn't have a whole pile of aggression, would you?
Yeah, but I'd like using other people's against them. Look, do you know what it is, really? And this is going to sound silly as well. I play a football. So whatever, I'm running around like a mad agent most of the time.
Yeah.
I am the least flexible man. I can barely touch my toes.
That's true. I can't touch I don't know what
So
my tools
bad.
look like.
So I wanted to try Junkie Jiu-Jitsu, and I also have this mad notion inside me to try yoga. But I don't want the fucking stupid yoga where they tell me to get in touch with my inner sensei. I don't want Mr. Miyagi.
You want to do the hot yoga.
Yeah, and I want to do something where it's good. Hey, we're going to try and stretch this way now. Maybe try and touch the sky with your toes.
Yeah.
Do one Mickey push-up.
I can't stand up upside down up against a wall. In my underpants. I can't do that. I do well to stand up against a wall in my underpants in an upright position. I can't do it upside down.
Anyway, that's my one. I'm trying jiu-jitsu for the crack. Maybe yoga. What about you? Any old class you want to do? No? We're not doing no new class for New Year, New Raybo.
New Year, New
2K19 is my year. Fuck the haters.
I'll tell you what I've done now.
Go on.
I've made a few changes. I've stopped eating biscuits with breakfast.
Have you?
I have.
Very good.
I was doing that a lot.
Right.
If I had an egg, I had to have a biscuit or a Kit Kat or something to take the taste of egg out of my mouth.
So
I've stopped
weird,
eating. And it was. I tell you what's weird is not having a biscuit with your breakfast.
Right.
But
no one has a biscuit with the breakfast.
I love it. It's just great to end on a lovely high sweet note.
Right.
Do you know?
Right.
Do you know? A bit like your one from the X Factor, ending on a lovely high sweet note.
Right.
So, no biscuits after breakfast. I've cut down to one biscuit for other meals during the day. I've cut out the bar of chocolate, the token bar of chocolate I have most days, except for the time where I ate that muffin. I had to have a Twix after it. I couldn't understand why I had to have a Twix after it.
I just keep reverting back to this New Year, new whatever, because it's all you see on Instagram now.
Yeah. I didn't put it up.
No, I didn't put up New Year, New Candy. Do you know what I was going to do? And I'm sorry I didn't do it now. I was going to actually go out like to the coast, Strand Hill, look out over the bay, put my hands up in a peace sign, get someone take a photo behind me looking out across the horizon and say, 2019 is going to be Kendy's year. Really looking forward to it, putting all the haters behind in my life and really putting my best foot forward. Loads of goals set out for this year, so let's go get it. New year, new Kendi. And while that's happening, I'm balls naked.
Right.
So it's just an excuse to get my arse into the camera.
Would you put your arse on Instagram? Because you haven't yet.
That was my idea, is to do balls naked.
We can still do that.
To be like...
Why don't we do it in Amsterdam tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do it in Amsterdam tomorrow.
Yeah,
but if I'd be afraid of taking this joke out in Amsterdam.
Oh, wouldn't be some crack if we got you in one of the windows.
Oh, no, but if I take this joke out in Amsterdam, man, they'll be turning off the lights, they'll be trying to pay me.
And on that note, I think it's time we wrapped up this particular installment of the Kendi and Raybo podcast.
Ray, look, fair play to us.
We'll go back at it again next week.
We'll go back at it again next week, yeah.
We'll keep it ticking over, nice and quiet for a few weeks.
Jesus, yeah.
Anyway, shout outs. First one I have, before we go, young Aaron and Smoothie tore off to the Middle East.
Yep.
And when I say Middle East, Thailand. And they're going to be there for a while, and it's going to be great, and fair play to them, and enjoy yourselves.
Ray, I can only find one of these shout outs, so I know I have a second one, and I'll try and get to him eventually.
Great.
John Kendi, fair play to you. Another
Relation?
Kendi, a man after my own Kendi. No relation.
Right.
I don't fucking think so anyway.
And what effect does he have in you?
He was giving out that there was no podcast. He was waiting for the podcast last week.
Giving out, was he?
He said, what time the podcast out?
And he texted you?
Yeah, I said it's Ray's
I'm
fault.
complaints.
Yeah, I said, Ray, that's exactly what I said to him. Look, Ray, remember, it's Ray's. You only get to Ray.
Complaints.
And he said, always blame the redhead. I said, I will. Anyway, he said, any chance of a shout out? John, fair play to you. You're some man. Do you know that? We'll see you again. We'll see you same time next week again.
Same time, same channel.
Ray, fair play to me.
And fair play to me. Good luck.
Good luck!
It has come to our attention that Sean O'Reilly was not mentioned in this episode. So here at the editing stage, I suppose we should just put something in.
Oh yeah, fair play to Sean O'Reilly as well. He's savage with women. Fair play to him.
Yeah, he's a great lad.
Yeah.
So tall. He bought a new pair of tracksuit bottoms this week, didn't he?
A marvellous pair of tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah, he spent €34 on them.
Adidas.
Yeah, he hasn't a cent now to put in the zippy pockets.
No.
Because he spent all the money on the tracksuit bottoms.
That's right.
So that's, I suppose, your fun fact about Sean O'Reilly this week.
Just to keep the young ones ticking over. Good
Oh,
luck.
jeez, yeah. Good luck.